Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and you're watching my review for my teen romantic comedy SNAFU, aka Oregairu, Season 2, Episode 6. Alright, and the reason why this review is going up so late is because I had a 20-page paper that I had to work on. So, usually when working on 20-page papers, you kind of have to get them done, so that came first. Alright, and my review for the next episode will probably be late too because I'm graduating, and that kind of comes first as well. Okay, so last couple weeks have been kind of busy, but after that it'll be the summer, and I don't know what I'm doing, but that's my schedule there is up in the air as well. But the review will get up. All right, at some point or another, the review will get up, just like this review is now up. Okay, and this episode starts off with Hickey just watching Yui and Hayama's group, and he starts to observe how everyone is, how everything is fine, pretty much, at least for the moment. All right, and he compares Hayama's group with the club, the service club, and how things are seemingly fine in the service club as well. But he begins to ask himself, how long is that going to last before something else comes up that threatens the club? Okay. He thinks of Hayama's group as like he thinks of it as a group that is just more stable, I guess. Like whenever Hayama's group goes through something, it's always able to fix itself and come out of it okay. But he doesn't think the club is capable of that, which is true. Okay. But I'll talk a little bit about that later. For now, I have to talk about the start of the next arc, because Hickey, their school is doing this event with this other school called Kaihin General High School. Alright, and Iroha wants help running this event. Alright, and here's the thing about that. This is her very first job as president. Alright, and Hickey doesn't think that she should be asking the service club for help on her very first job. Alright, so he pretty much turns her down. But he only turns her down in a club capacity. Okay, because seeing as though Hickey was the one who got her elected in the first place, he feels a responsibility to her to help her out on a personal level. So while he turns the request down in front of Yui and Yukino, but once he's talking to her one-on-one, he tells her, okay, I'll help, but don't get the club involved in this. Alright. And it's worth mentioning here that Yukino was kind of just in her own little world pretty much for most of this. Alright, and she's been that way for a while, for almost all of Season 2, except for those first couple episodes. Alright, and she's definitely been doing a lot of self-reflection. Hickey did notice that as well, and he said that not only does he have to take responsibility for Iroha, but he has to take responsibility for Yukino too, because he knows that the only reason she's acting like that are because of actions that he's taken over the course of the last few months or however long it's been. Alright. And another problem that kind of came up here that Hickey started to realize, well, it's not that he just realized it now, it's what I was talking about just a couple minutes ago, with how the club is always going to be in danger of falling apart. Okay? Because Yukino said here that it might be good for them to not take up any more jobs at that point in time. Alright? Which means the three of them are perfectly aware of the fact that it only takes one job to tear them all apart. Alright? I mean, you look at the last one, Hickey wanted to do things one way, but Yukino and Yui didn't like that, so then Yukino ended up doing things in a way that where if she had succeeded, it would have torn the club apart. And in response to that, Yui decided she was going to act in a certain way, which if she had succeeded, it would have torn the club apart. Okay, all three of them act in ways that are going to tear the club apart. Alright. The only difference is that Hickey doesn't tear the club apart, he just tears himself apart, which the girls don't like, so they in turn tear the club apart, despite the fact that they don't want the club to be torn apart. Okay, so the three of them are conscious of this fact, and they know that one job is all it's going to take to rip them apart. So that's why Yukino says here, maybe it's a good thing to not take on any new jobs right away, especially at this moment. But at the same time, they're the service club. Taking on jobs, that's what they're there for. That's what the club does. All right. So they want the club to stay afloat, but they don't want to do any of the activities that make the club in the first place. All right. The only reason that they want the club to stay intact is so that they have a place that they can go to after school to talk and hang out. All right. So I mean, the club is just really messed up. All right. It's just really freaking messed up. All right. But that's what the first half of the episode is about. Just telling you that the club is messed up and that it's on borrowed time, pretty much. It's only a matter of time before it just collapses. All right. Now the second half of the episode. The second half of the episode was actually hilarious. Like, I found this much funnier than I really should have. All right. Well, I didn't find funny the fact that Hickey Guy's old crush was there, because she's just an awful person. Like, she laughs at him and treats him like complete and total crap. Like, when Hickey talks about something that's happened to him that's like pretty messed up, she would, instead of being like, "Oh my God, that's awful," she'll just laugh at him. Like, she's just the worst person ever. I cannot stand this girl. I mean, it's not that I hate her, because I like her character. I just don't like who she is as a person. She's just an awful person. All right. But other than her being there, right, the second half of this episode was just hilarious. It really was. All right, because we meet Tamanawa here. All right, Tamanawa is the president of Kahin. All right, and this dude, like. This dude is just something else. I mean, I don't even know where to start. I mean, first of all, you have the hand gestures. The hand gestures are something else, all right? But when you combine the hand gestures with the words he's saying, this dude is just like I mean, like, like, we should use logical thinking to think logically. Like, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? Like, this dude just like starts saying nonsense. All right, and he did this during both of the brainstorming sessions. All right, these guys at Kahin did not come up with a single legitimate suggestion. All right, not a single one. All they do is say random nonsense. It's all they do. We should put ourselves in the customer's place to see things from the customer's perspective. We should look at the whole picture. Like, what do you? There is no picture. You haven't drawn one yet, because you're just spouting nonsense the entire time. That's all they do. That's all they do. It was ridiculous. All right, and Hickey Guy's responses to this were great. They really were, because first of all, he was listening to like all the logical thinking nonsense, and he's like, "Wait, how many times are we supposed to think?" And then he heard that line about customers. He's like, "How many times are we supposed to become the customer?" Like he's just commenting on how silly all these things are. And they did it in the preview for the next episode too, which was hilarious, all right? But the best one comes in the next day, when Hickey actually tries to interject and he actually tries to get things done, all right? But according to Tamanawa, when brainstorming, you don't reject another's opinion, which was stupid, because that was him rejecting Hickey Guy's opinion. As soon as I heard that, I threw my hands up in the air, and I'm like, "What do you do?" But he just rejected his opinion. And then Hickey said it after I thought it. So I mean, I realized that, like, I knew I was gonna bring that up in the review as soon as I heard him say it, but then Hickey said it, so it's not like me saying it now is all of a sudden like some type of it's not like it's something that no one has figured out yet. It's Hickey said it himself. It's not it's nothing special anymore. But still, like, it's like this dude is just ridiculous. All right, and then Hickey's like, "You know what? Fine, I am gonna play by their rules." And then he made off like, well, he didn't make it up. He converted what he was thinking into their stupid, ridiculous language, and he's talking about synergy and manifestos, and I'm like, I had no idea what this dude was talking about. Iroha was asking him, like, what are you saying? And even Hikigai was like, I don't even know. I don't even know what words are coming out of my mouth right now. I don't even know. But then Tamanawa figured it all out and agreed. It was hilarious. Hickey was like, wait, you understood that? It was funny, man. I found this half of the episode much funnier than I should have. I really did. Alright. But the main thing you should get out of this is that all the nonsense that they're spouting, and all the hand gestures and all of that, the reason they're doing all that is so that they can just push all the work onto Iroha and their student council. And she doesn't really know how to say no to them, because she doesn't want to just tell them outright, you're not doing anything, because that would be mean, and Iroha has this image that she wants to protect, alright? So she can't really bring herself to say no, but it's unfair for her, and it's unfair for the rest of the student council, and the rest of the student council wants to speak up too, alright? But when it comes to actually confronting Iroha, they don't want to do that either, just like she doesn't want to confront them, okay? So they're just hurting each other right now, and that's the gist of this half of the episode. All right. Honestly, the first half of the episode is better from a story perspective, but I just like the second half more. I really did. It was just funny. It was just funny. And then when Hikigai was talking back to Tamanawa, and he was like doing hand motions of his own too. It was great. It was great. It was hilarious. All right, so I'm gonna give this episode an 8 out of 10. Like, honestly, I don't know why, but I just laughed way more than I should have in this episode. I really did. Plus, there were the interactions between Hikigaya and Iroha one-on-one when they were like both out in the hallway, when they were meeting outside in front of the convenience store or whatever, or the community center or whatever. Wherever they were meeting. I think it was the convenience. So yeah, because Iroha had bags, and then Hikigaya went to go carry them for, and all right, but it was just a good episode. It really was. So I'll give this episode an 8 out of 10, and that's that, you guys. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.